Good morning, guys. It is actually the same day that we have been painting all of those parts over there, including the lips and stuff like that. But today we are trying to solve the biggest issue when it comes to this RX-7, and that is its overheating issue. Even on some cooler days, it still gets extremely hot. A lot of the blokes around Brisbane running that 85 to 88 degree mark. However, mine has been sitting very comfortably up in the 95 plus realm on some hot days, even on some cool days, which is not ideal. I can't even drive this thing more than 20 minutes at the moment. And if I do drive that 20 minutes, I can't get it back home unless I let the thing completely cool down and then drive it after that. So that is what we're here to fix today. So you guys would have seen in yesterday's video, we completely removed the entire front bar off this car. We made a mess with some coolant, which is still doing its thing. But also we have removed the two intercooler pipes right there. And then it is 1, 2, and 3 10 mils, and that is it. The complete thermostat housing comes off. Let me guess, this is gonna make a freaking mess, isn't it? Oh no. Interestingly enough, it didn't. I mean, she looks old, but nothing bad. So the thermostat housing right here, if you can see, is literally 3 bolts. It is the easiest thing to remove in the history of the world. So just looking around this at the moment, it is a, I had a little look around and it says right here, you guys probably can't see it, but it says 82 degree. So the one that we have is going to open up 11 degrees cooler than what this one here will, which is a massive bonus because it'll start its process a lot quicker. Keep tripping over in this stuff. So yeah, I'm stoked with that. So yeah, let's get the new one in there. Actually, I really want to test this one out. I'm going to go upstairs, get some boiling water on the go, and see if this opens up with the boiling water. So it is opening, but not very much. Oh, it is actually getting bigger. Oh well, I don't know. Alright, so it's been in here for a while now, but it's only opened up that far, which I'm thinking isn't great. I don't know, I haven't really seen a thermostat open, but I kind of looks like there's not really much flow there, but... Man, my forehead's really bad. I'm sorry. I went out and did some stuff the other day at the beach and I got very, very sunburnt and now I look hideous. But anyway, today we're going to be trying to fix that cooling issue. So if you guys saw that thermostat right there, I'm not quite sure. I've never really seen thermostats when they open up. Apart from the one on the R33, and the R33 one opened up a lot more than what that one there did. So whether it just wasn't providing optimal flow, whether it was just a little bit old and just wasn't performing as efficiently as it could have been, who knows? This is just another step to see if I can sort out this problem. So first of all, you guys will know I'm not a massive big fan of the front mount intercooler setup. The fact that there was no ducting over it probably didn't help the case. The front mount is getting all of that nice cold air going straight through, then it has to hit the condenser, and then it has to get through my massive big radiator. And there's no point of having a huge big alloy rad with some 11-inch fans without, yeah, there's nothing to get there. Also, the fact that the radiator does sit on a very slight angle down, my theory was that all the air was going in, basically going straight down and then underneath the car. So that's why I built this massive big aero piece down here, which has a little pickup on the bottom. That helped a little bit. So then I went on Facebook and contacted a bloke called Marcus, and Marcus ended up sending me out Marcus ended up helping me out with the thermostat and 2 brand new radiator caps. So I'll quickly show you guys what we got. Alright, so whether that was good or bad, I'm unsure. But anyway, we have this new Billion 71 degree Super Thermostat. Anyway, this bottom bit here feels a whole lot more sturdy. Yeah. I don't know, and this one also opens 11 degrees cooler than the original thermo. So yeah, I'm stoked. This one here has apparently high flow. It's what a lot of the blokes in Brisbane run, which is sweet. We also got 2 brand new rad caps. This one here goes on the very top one. This one here goes on the one that goes to the overflow. And then this one here is the seal that goes around the thermo there. So I'm stoked. Let's quickly chuck this in and hopefully she's all good. Alright, so we have the brand new seal on. It should be as easy as moving without dropping it, which would be a massive big bonus. Grabbing this right here, moving that housing out the way, which has a lot of coolant in it, but that's okay because we've already made a mess. Putting it straight in there. And then, whoop, without, okay, I'm gonna have to do this one. I'm gonna have to do this two-handed, I reckon. There we go, that should be alright. Alrighty, then we'll just bolt all that up and we should be good to go. Rightio, all of those are on. Okay, so all of those are on right there. So now it's time to put the bung back in the bottom of the radiator. I'm also going to try and clean up all this coolant so I can spot any coolant leaks if I need to. And yeah, run the car up, put the intercooler piping back on, run the car up, and yeah, I also noticed there's a fair amount of oil in that intercooler piping as well. I'm thinking that this car doesn't have a catch can just yet, but I'm thinking I might just get a catch can too, so I will get that sorted ASAP. So everything is all sorted there. So yeah, let's quickly plumb everything back in, clean up this massive big puddle of coolant, and yeah, get it started, I guess. Alrighty guys, so I got two brand new radiator caps, as I said before. This one right here is for this reservoir right here, and then we also have the new cap. As you can see, it doesn't have a little pressure valve or anything. That one right there is for the top one here when we finish filling it up with coolant. So now what I'm going to go through and bleed this thing up. I have read a article online because I think I did it wrong beforehand, which there was a few things where I did do beforehand wrong. So yeah, with this new thermostat, we should see idling temperatures around about that 71 to 72 degree mark. And then after that, as long as that's all good and that's not making bubbles or anything, then we should be sweet. So yeah, let's get it quickly bled up. Alright, yeah, so quickly fill this up, and then once again, once that reaches its top point, and then once this reaches its top point, we'll chuck a cap on that. Once this reaches its top point, we'll chuck a cap on that, and then we'll be right to bleed it all up. So let's quickly clean it up. Alright, so now I'm going to start her up, wait for those air bubbles to go down, wait for some air bubbles to come up, wait for the thermostat to open, which should be now around that, as I said before, 71 to 72 degree mark, so fingers crossed. Rightio, so the coolant is currently doing its thing, so we're going to let the thing completely cool down and make sure that there's always going to be coolant in there. It wasn't making any bubbles by the end of it, which is amazing, which means we properly bled, or hopefully properly bled, this coolant system. So one thing I have to do is wait until lockdown is completely over. We'll quickly run this car up, take it for a few little laps, get it up to temperature, and then bring it back home. And we should see a little tiny drop in the cooling system, and then we'll just top that back up, cap back on, and then she's good to go. So yes. I also painted this black. You can see my horrible masking job down there, but I didn't get any overspray anywhere, which is wicked. But yeah, that looks a whole lot better than that. I will admit. So yeah, it's gonna look so much nicer behind the bar there. I'm stoked. Hell yeah. Alrighty guys, so it is currently the next day, and the goal is to now get everything back together on the car so that we can hopefully take this thing out for a drive and finalize bleeding off the cooling system. I was having a chat to someone today just in regards to the radiator and everything else that's set up on this car currently. I do think that if this doesn't work, then we're going to be changing around the entire cooling setup on this car. So possibly going to a Koyo Enflow, or something along those lines, or even going straight up, going with the V-mount. V-mount does look amazing, and I do know that a lot of people who are definitely doing track days and stuff like that are running that setup. It's just the more preferred setup that a lot of people go to, so that is 100% on the cards. So yeah. So now the car is completely cooled down. You guys can see that it's dropped to its regular level, so now we can take this funnel off, put the new cap on, and that way we can start putting everything back together where it belongs. So that also means checking out how good that's going to look on the front now. I'm stoked. Rightio, next step is to attach these to the bottom, and put a little 10 mils up underneath it, I am ultra keen to see how this looks. Alright, let's get it done. Sorry guys, unfortunately it cut out, but check that out. God damn. Man, it looks so good. Color matches perfect. I am freaking stoked with that. So I haven't put the whole thing on just yet, so there's a few little gaps like this right here that I still have to fix up because the ducting and everything isn't in its correct spot just as we speak. So yeah, I'll quickly get that sorted ASAP, but that looks so, I want to kind of shut the bonnet and see what it looks like. Damn! Dude, the color match is better than the freaking bonnet. Oh well. It looks so good. Hell yeah. So unfortunately, because of lockdown in the Queensland government, we can no longer go outside and take this thing for a drive around the block just to see if it's okay, without having a genuine reason to be doing so. So anyway, this is where I'm going to leave the car today. It is all finished, it's all back together, and it is apparently all bled up, which I'm super stoked about. So all we have to do now is take it out for a drive, and then after we come back, we'll let it sit overnight, and then I'll top up this, and that is the bleeding system, that is bleeding it all completely finished. But the whole car is now all back together. It is looking amazing. That silver on the front, honestly stands out so much. It looks amazing. Those coolers now look incredible. And I've already cut myself on that horrid freaking stuff that I use, so. Now I saw a lot of people on the internet during my last video saying this was a really dodgy job, and I 100% agree it is. It's really honestly pretty bad. I didn't do very well with the cutting, and actually realized it's steel and not alloy. I didn't check the thing. It was right beside the alloy in Bunnings, so I just assumed, but apparently it's not. So anyway, I'm going to be changing this up. Probably going to a plastic piece, or actually alloy. Potentially even giving this to a shop and just getting them to cut out basically the exact same thing, but a lot nicer. And then the scoop underneath is still sitting there, all nice and flush behind that silver piece. Man, I'm so stoked with how that came out. So yeah, I guess the only thing left to do to make it nice and decently clean at the moment is to paint the calipers. So that'll be coming in a future video. Once again, painting Zach, how good. But yes, the whole car front end now is back together. Let's fingers crossed and pray that this is going to work. If not, we're gonna have to change up something more about the cooling system, and that is potentially new rad, potentially V-mount, who knows, we'll get something sorted. Anyway guys, thank you so much everyone for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.